We haven't done those in so long that I forget how to do them sometimes. And it's really funny. To me, at least. You can hear the fan, but I don't even care. It's hot. Of course, that happens when there's like 3 different screens going. I mean, we got 2 TVs and 3 computer screens. So, I mean,
Incendio. Expelliarmus. Protego. Confringo.
Brad, go ahead and fight some things.
Incendio.
yeah, start off the stream on a good note. What? That's a good finger.
Incendio.
Oh, it's the fan in the kitchen that's making so much noise. That makes sense. Heather's gonna kill me, but the AC had to be on. It got up to 80 degrees today and yesterday, and I'm not doing it. I'll just add $100 to our. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way.
I'm fat, so I have to have my AC. Plus, if it hadn't have been running all day, it would be hot in here. But I turned it on when I left the house this morning. I was not about it. I turned it on while it was still cool outside. And I was like, I don't even care if it gets like cold at night like it has been. I will put a blanket on. This is very weird to look at. I'm trying to I have 2 screens for chat and one screen to watch JJ's gameplay, which I could also just turn around. But.
Ah, there you are.
Figured I might as well.
Who lived here, I wonder?
I still am wondering why the actual stream gets like a weird... Like, it's not horrible quality. It's still 1080p. It's just a little grainy on occasions.
Oh, there's those puffskins.
And I found that very strange. Also, if you're watching this on Facebook,
Are you ready to put an end to Harlem?
I would probably go follow us on a different platform. Maybe like Twitch or YouTube.
I'm ready to do
Or
what's needed
Kick.
to take Harlow
Also,
down.
I've started streaming
I
on
know you
that
have a plan.
We must
recently
gather
as well.
information from the friends of
Because
Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned.
Facebook
Agape
is going
Silver,
through some stuff right
Otto
now,
Dibban,
and so is TikTok.
and Mr. and Mrs. Reb.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them.
I
while I head to the Hogshead.
feel like
I saw some
we
Ashwinders
should
getting-
probably be promoting that
And as
we
my
actually
mother
stream to
would
other
never
platforms.
Go near the Hogshead,
And I'm
she's
gonna-
less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
There's going to be an actual like official post on Pet Farms on Monday, I think. It kind of explaining everything, but I wanted to go ahead and do it here.
Very well. I'll speak with them. See what I can
Monday will be kind of a reset, basically, for the Facebook page. Me and JJ talked about this a little bit last week on the podcast, which will be out this week, actually, or this coming up weekend. I'm going to put it up tomorrow. But we're going to try to kind of move everything off of Facebook as much as possible.
Yeah.
And that was actually your suggestion.
Yeah.
But
With the exception of D&D, because I feel like that's where D&D is most popular. I mean, yes, I'd still post it on other things, but
yeah.
yeah.
The-
Facebook is still big with D&D.
It's very strange because that's what we almost became full time because of that.
Yeah.
We could have if we'd have kept on with it, but
be nearby.
because we were averaging more viewers than most of the streamers that I know do it for a living
Yeah.
that I watch on a constant basis. So like we were getting regular donations. I think we made
I wondered if I might
$200
speak to you about
within a
the
couple
infamous
streams.
Harlow. I'm afraid of the Bickles and am
we-
trying to get evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie.
There is a fan
And
going
now
in the background.
Harlow's taken
I'd
my
just like to
darling
point that out.
Isco.
What do you mean?
I hear it.
What?
I know it's not going to be a big deal.
I'm a security guard at
But,
Greenwoods, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping
Husband?
extort my colleagues into giving
She
them
looks like
treasures
she's
from the
maybe
vaults.
20.
And you declined?
Of course
Anyway,
I declined.
um,
Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up.
I'm going to
I came home one
start
night,
doing
found my
less
husband gone,
streams on
and a note affixed
Facebook,
to my door.
Yes.
is what I'm saying.
The note
Um,
stated,
maybe
"I
like the
only have a few
one
days to
Friday
consider
every week,
helping
and it
with
will
some
be
banking needs,
this
and that
until
my
we're done with
husband
it, and
would
then
appreciate it if I acted quickly.
something else.
With the help of
We
Harlow,
might do Resident
because
Evil, or I might try to talk Steven
and my
into doing
business
Resident
income
Evil.
is paying the
Because
price.
I mean, I had to play Fortnite. I don't hate the gameplay. I just really hate the fact that it don't really have a story.
It's really funny too, because like you're not bad at it.
Yeah.
Which is the weird part.
I'm also pretty good at Forza, but again, I don't like the lack of story. It's mostly,
Forza, the Horizon games have story.
yeah.
They're not too bad. Also, I'm redesigning this shirt. I'm
Why
just gonna
wouldn't
throw that out
Harlow
there.
extort
The
your
Feargasm shirt.
Isn't
Yeah.
her job
I'm
is
gonna
even
do
more
that.
room from the
But,
front than mine?
My train of thought just went wee right off the track.
Just an idea. When you redo the Feargasm thing, like let's say you put it in the center or something like
I'm gonna
that,
put it in the center and make it bigger.
and then you know the ghost Famu,
Yeah,
put that under it.
I can do that
Just an idea.
because I have a separate
Mrs.
file
May.
of him.
Knowing the lengths
Yeah.
that
So I
Harlow
could
will go
definitely
to
do
is
that.
helpful, albeit
Um,
more than disturbing.
That's your design anyway.
Yeah.
I just made it.
Main reason you should play Resident Evil 4 is because I love scary games. You don't like them, or you don't.
Honestly, it's just it's the same reason that you don't like stuff like Fortnite. I just don't like the fact that it's the same thing over and over again to me, basically,
Yeah.
I hope it's not too late.
which
Now, to
is a
find
similar
yourself
route to
with
you
friends.
and Fortnite and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like there's a million zombie games. They're all the same to me. Back for Blood is the only one that I was like, oh, that's kind of different because it's like first person. It feels different than in most of the other zombie games.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say this: Resident Evil 4 is hauntingly like Resident Evil 8.
that is kind of odd.
Like, there's dead similarities, but there's also key differences. Like, for example, you can probably solo the entire first town using only melee.
Huh.
Yeah.
Odd.
I'm doing something because it's bugging me.
Honestly, I wouldn't. Once I can acclimate myself to the VR stuff, I wouldn't mind doing some videos of that. So you will probably see VR stuff here soon. It's just gonna take a minute because, good God,
Yeah, there's a lot getting used to.
I have really bad motion sickness, and that's been the thing I have to overcome with it right now is motion sickness. I know. Also, with the phasing Facebook out, it's going to cause an issue with like our audience on Facebook that doesn't follow us on other stuff, not seeing our streams and all that, which, yeah, I don't like the idea of that. But also, if you really like our content and stuff, Twitch is way easier to use.
Yeah.
It's much more user friendly, and I know we're not affiliated on there, but it doesn't bother me because we have other ways. Like if you want to contribute to the stream, you can go to our website at petfarms.live, and you can watch over there, and that's basically like watching on Twitch. You can also donate, which is a separate thing, if you feel the need to do that. And I never ask anyone to do that. Except I did today. I posted because my wife is doing a charity thing tomorrow, and I posted a link to her thing to donate to her team because it has to do. I'm going to pull up the actual Facebook post so I'm not butchering what I said. I'd rather get exactly what I said in my head, you know? What I posted was my stepmother lost her sister Patty to cystic fibrosis when Patty was only 16. Her cousin Jamie Purchase is a cystic fibrosis warrior. She participates in a walk in my hometown every year to find a cure for this awful disease. Any amount would help. And there's a link and everything on our page. If you want to check that out, it is over there. It is helping with the research for cystic fibrosis, which is awful if you look it up. I actually don't know much about it, but right here it says there are approximately 30,000 people living with it. Oh, this is my stepmom typed this out.
Ooh.
Actually, Heather did. Never mind. That's my wife's thing. But let's see.
Aw.
It's just that's weird because they have definitely walked the whole 5K before, and it says they've achieved 0 miles. But if you want to check that out, it's on our profile. Like you can go look at it. Cystic fibrosis is apparently very awful. I don't know much about it because obviously I don't have a thing like that, so I'm not gonna say anything about it. But
You know the Bickles?
the Bickles.
All right. Must be discreet.
Um,
Can't have Mr. Hill.
What I was saying though is
I know Mr.
we're
Hill.
slowly phasing Facebook out
It's kind of me to
because
Oh, he's a
all
good
this
man.
back and forth, and honestly,
About Harlow? It started
YouTube is kind of where it's at.
I was
Yeah.
distracted.
I think YouTube is where I want to do more live streams and stuff
I left a note behind the counter.
personally.
Help him.
Yeah.
He stared at me for a
So
moment,
if you're
then
not
asked me
following
to
our
check on
YouTube
the
channel,
note.
Quick
already-
question.
I went into
When we
the
start doing
store to
D
check
and
on
D
the
again,
ticket.
which channel should
System.
I've actually already asked our subscribers about that and stuff, and they think our gaming channel would be the best place for that.
Okay.
Because I actually thought about that already. I know.
Yeah, I was wondering because D&D's borderline podcast, but
Yeah, it's kind of it's gaming, but it's not.
yeah.
So it's kind of a weird in between.
I still say our first one shot should be an alien one.
I think what I'm gonna do with it though is we'll live stream it on our gaming profile and leave the live stream up, but I think I want to put it up as a video for the VOD or whatever
Yeah.
on the other channel.
Yeah.
So it'll be on both, but it'll go on one first, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if any more comes from the alien D&D, because I have all the stuff set up to just do a massive campaign of it, including a player's handbook. And I also found a website that automatically creates your character for you. I'll share it with the group if we get to it, but yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we should just ask our group, like, are you guys wanting to do D&D again? And I kind of want to get Damien back
Yeah.
because I've seen that he's on Facebook a little more now. That'd be awesome to have him back in the group. And Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon has expressed interest in returning
Yeah,
to our group.
before
for
we
D&D.
do anything, I'd say we get with them to see what they want to do. That way we can. Don't get me wrong. I can work with 3 people, but you know how that is.
I remember how much I enjoyed the group, and
Yeah.
I feel like if they can get past the we record it still kind of thing. Is that one of those special chests?
Going back over here.
Don't hate on us. We're doing this just because we don't plan on.
Now, on my personal playthrough, I will be doing waiting for later on. Which, granted, so far all I'm getting is gold. So
I don't remember why we were told to wait.
because later on at higher levels you get better ranked gear.
Huh.
A lot of games are like that. But again, we're probably not going to be replaying this
Yeah, we're
for a
definitely
stream.
not.
Unless you eventually get to where you like Harry Potter again and you want to do your own playthrough, okay. But
I don't think that's
or
gonna
if
happen.
Heather wants to
I'll
play
be
it.
honest.
Yeah, or if Heather wants to play it, okay. But
She's mentioned stuff. I've thought about doing a whole thing where I just like let her loose in here.
yeah,
And
if she wants to be this one, okay, just let me know. I'll leave the game with you. But
I don't really know what she would play. She's not really into a lot of video games.
like, what's the main thing she plays?
Beat Saber recently,
Uh,
and Just Dance.
Ah,
It's really a lot of rhythm games,
so
which
I
would be
see
fine
her-
on Twitch.
I see her doing a couple Oculus videos.
Twitch would be fine because Twitch has a lot looser copyright rules and stuff, so that'd be a lot easier over there. But
Perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered.
it's
a
really
similar
up to the
fate.
people that watch
You
our
said
stuff.
that Harlow committed an act of violence against you.
Because we're not gonna monetize YouTube anytime soon. So I mean, it could
She
also
just
work on
completed a
YouTube.
full book of
So.
poetry. As a surprise for her birthday.
Oh God.
The biggest issue is like
Never had the chance to
her,
celebrate.
the
I
song
had
she
the
plays
book
is like
beautifully
K-pop
bound
stuff.
and
So
Yeah.
covered in gold.
it's
One
it's like
day,
is
Harlow
You see, when I think of K-pop, when I think of you and me and K-pop, I think of this episode I watched of Beavis and Butthead where Beavis loved K-pop. At one point, Butthead walks out of the room, comes back, and Beavis is dancing to K-pop. He goes, "I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. Beavis, you should leave." I feel like I could see us doing that if one of us sitting there just jamming out to K-pop, and we just look at each other like, walk out, go.
just leave.
I suppose I have no choice.
Don't judge me.
This extortion can't go on forever.
I listen to some stuff that people wouldn't think of if they're just looking at me.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Harlow does not
looking at myself in the camera,
as you already know.
maybe people would believe it.
Yeah.
Because on camera, I look a little more redneck than I do in real life.
Yes.
And I think the mustache kind of sells it. Because it looks a lot darker on camera than it does in real life.
I'm probably one of the few people you see what you get.
Because somebody in one of our Fortnite streams was like, dude, I love your mustache. And I was like, is that because that's all you can see? Because I definitely have other facial hair.
When I see this run, I think of the Custodian,
To be late.
It's really almost a Johnny Depp
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow run, but it's not quite there.
Like, if you watch the Custodian from the Harry Potter movies,
It's Jack Sparrow if he needs to get somewhere in more of a hurry.
and it's only when you're running straight. If you run zigzag, it don't look like it, but yeah.
Like if Jack Sparrow really, really thinks he's gonna die, that's the run.
Yeah.
I think it's funny too. You can only see like half of my face on the camera, so you get like this fuller side of my facial hair and the thicker side of my mustache.
Natty's wand.
And if I move the microphone,
They got Natty.
Wanted me
Bam.
to find this.
that's like my favorite character in this game so far.
Revelio will show me what
Natty.
she has taken.
She's so quiet and kind of like
Dang it. I can't change time and I can't get these.
just brooms on the wall.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
That person's voice was way deeper than I expected.
How rude. You know, for that, I'm drinking your drinks.
Revelio.
How dare you steal the nicest character in the game?
Must have been taken this way. I need to find her quick.
Who dies first?
You just walk in there, wand out.
Remember how I mentioned there's always that one character you want to do everything you can to protect?
Yeah.
She's that for me in this game.
She's like the sweetest character in this game. She's
And
so nice.
yeah, in the movie it was Lovegood. Ain't that her
Yeah,
name?
Luna.
Who's talking?
It's Heather.
The hidden door.
A hidden door.
Matthew must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
That was way more than 6 gold coins.
Rebellion.
It's not gonna work. I missed some things.
I don't know how, but I managed to forget to eat lunch today. So I'm actually hungry. Like,
Same.
it probably has to do with the fact that I had plans directly after work today. So even though the person that I had plans with was late, I'm telling her older brother on her later. Which there's not much he can do. But he can make fun of her about it, so that's he sees her more than I do. Good God! Oh no, she's gonna Deku Smash. I'm glad they took that out of Fortnite. Did you ever use it?
No.
I don't think you did. I think Tanner did. In that one match that we all did
I'm
that
just
last
not.
time.
I just wasn't too fond of it. It's just, to me, it was pointless.
I hated it so much. I got mad at Fortnite for a little bit because they took it out and then they put it back in there. And then they took it out when they changed the season. So I'm like, please do not put this back in here. Everybody else was like, take out the Kamehameha. Leave the Deku Smash. It's fine. And
Die for that.
I hated the Deku Smash more because you had to be less accurate.
Yeah.
It was just like a cone of like, I'll hit this and everything in this cone.
Yeah.
If you were in this cone, you're dead. Within like a certain distance. But the Kamehameha, you had to be a lot more precise about it. Like if you didn't hit them directly, you weren't doing damage. Now the thing is swords.
Yeah.
They have katanas in there now, and I don't think you've played the new season yet.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did we play since they changed the seasons?
I believe so.
Maybe.
I remember using a sword.
There's katanas now, so maybe you did.
Yeah.
But they're really cool. They're actually a good way to get around in the game. I like them. It's basically the hammer replacement, but I don't care. To me, I feel like it's a cooler weapon. The only thing that I wish they'd do is let me be able to switch guns in like a shorter span of time. Because the last time I played, it was like sword. Like 5 seconds later, I was shotgun and I was already dead. Like as I was pulling my shotgun out, I got shot in the face.
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this
I'm
back.
gonna go see if I have anything to snack on.
Rebellion.
Because I am hungry.
Yeah.
Revelio.
Nope. I just have a bunch of buttermint peppermints. Which I guess will work. I am thinner than I thought I was, or at least the camera slims me down. Which is usually the opposite. I feel a lot better about myself. Self-esteem is up a little bit, you know?
Revelio.
Also, I'll be honest, I have not following the story of this game too much. I have no idea what's going on.
The girl's friend will come looking for her. Too dangerous.
Accio.
What are your thoughts on electricity?
Electricity.
Accio.
I like how he's like, what are your thoughts on this? Like he thought that was a clever joke.
Death from above. Expulsion.
Incendio.
Even could have gone for the dad joke of like, this'll be a little shocking, you know?
Now you've gone too far.
Like a
Incendio.
like a knockoff of Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze.
Revelio.
This game is like mood lighting the whole room.
Natty must be here somewhere.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left.
What do you guys think about the stream?
I need your help.
Does everything look okay?
Revelio.
It looks like it is less grainy than it normally is.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you.
How young is he?
I am all right. Thank you for coming.
He sounds
not
younger
cursed.
than I am.
And there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even
Well, I
Natty's
mean,
skilled with wandless
technically,
magic cannot
you
free
can get
us.
married at like
I need you
18.
to find my wand.
Use mine.
And some
Find
states
yours
even
together
younger.
Once you're out of there.
I need my
But
wand for
I don't
this.
know what the age is
Using
in
one with which I have
England
no connection
in the
may not work
1800s.
as well or as quickly. And we cannot
Dang.
miss detection.
I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be?
It's nearby. I can sense it.
Understood. I'll find it.
Your friend Natty was not able to summon my wand. It must be blocked by something.
Accio, his wand.
Revelio.
That'd be funny. Oh.
This room.
Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there.
I still am very confused by this.
Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to
food
being
do I
broken.
want? I don't know what I want. Tea or
Revelio.
something.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery.
I'm so hungry.
I may be too weak to separate with you both.
I don't.
But I can
I
try.
think it's because I normally
You
eat
go
lunch on
ahead.
Fridays when I
Find
come
Officer
home from
Singer.
work, but I had
We will get out
to
of
do
here
an
on our
oil
own.
change on my cousin's car. So
But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These
Revelio.
Icewinders must pay.
I got distracted and didn't eat anything, and then I stood around talking my head off for an hour or more. when I could have just ate something. I could have made myself ramen. I have ramen at the house.
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to
I think part
destroy
of it is
this if I found
because
it.
I don't have. I have people at work that I can talk to, but I wouldn't really consider them friends, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Colleagues.
Yeah. Like, I get along with them pretty well, but I wouldn't consider them actual friends. Which sounds really rude to phrase it that way, but eh.
I was like, destroy that.
Also, I started using the Opera browser on my computer. And it's kind of crazy because I can pull up Facebook Messenger. Like, Oh, that's right. Esmeralda. Her graduation is in... Esmeralda is graduating elementary school. Not elementary school.
Let's find Officer
Kindergarten.
Singer and
Not,
put an end
not
to
all of
Harlow
elementary
once and
school.
for all.
I was like, wait a second, that doesn't sound right. Esmeralda, for those of you that don't know, is my goddaughter.
Nuts I own.
Tanner's
I should
kid.
have known. And you, the troll dispatcher.
I don't know if
Oh,
JJ
thank
can hear this.
goodness the two of you are safe.
I heard it.
But she's in there
Mr. Ray
somewhere.
told me a couple
That's
of
both of
students
his
had
kids
rescued
at
him.
the same time.
Should have
Doing a
known it
Ric
was
Flair.
you two.
Woo!
Is Mr. Rabel right?
He is. I sent him home.
I
to
don't
his
think you
wife.
were playing
He's
with us that
owner.
night, but
Your
they
mother
were
will
both
not be
doing
pleased
that in
to
the
learn
background.
that you're risking your safety
For
pursuing
like
these
20
dangerous
minutes.
men.
Actually, Officer
You
Singer,
could just in the
Natty
distance
and I
here.
learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashminders.
I was like,
In
JJ would
addition to
appreciate this.
abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, they've also extorted Agabus Filbert.
But that kind of
and
sounds
Otto
demonic, thinking about it.
I will look into all of that.
I think it's
not
because
gonna lie. If I ever play a scary
appreciate
game
what
and I
you're
hear
trying
that,
to
like,
do,
just
but you are
split
taking
second,
great
it'll scare the crap out of me.
Next
Heather
time,
was like, what
please
is
let the
that? And I
authorities
was like,
handle
that
the
is our
Ashminders.
godchildren. She's like, oh my god.
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take
Also,
down Harlow and the rest of
Esmeralda
Hogwarts
is
lot?
playing
Well,
softball
it's
this
certainly a
year.
good start.
So if you're interested
shall
in going to
see.
her softball
But you
games,
can
we
leave
have a
this to
schedule
me
for that.
now.
Okay.
Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me.
She did soccer last year, and we went to a few of those. I wasn't able to go to every one of them, but Heather tried to. I don't know that I'm going to be able to go to all these softball games. Her first one is on a Tuesday.
Dang.
I don't know why I'm pulling my phone out for that. I can do it on my computer now. Yeah, let's see right here. First one is the 28th of March, which is this coming up Tuesday. Then the next one is the 31st, which is next Friday. So we might have to end the stream a little early on Friday next week.
Okay.
Which also means Tanner won't be on the stream next week. The third one is the 4th of April, which is another Tuesday. Then the 11th and the 13th. That's a Tuesday and Thursday. The 18th, another Tuesday. 21st is a Friday. Why are they spread apart like that? I don't know that we'll go to every one of these. I might go to the first one and the last one. I don't know though. The first one and the last one are both in the middle of the week at like 6 p.m. I'd barely be able to shower after coming home from work.
Ashwinders of
That's like
seasoned
every couple of
history.
days,
I
which is
suspect
very
that's
strange.
your
Why would they
doing.
do that
Thank
way?
you from me and Rosie both. We're just leaving after we tell Mr. Hill of our
Imagine
recent
being
marriage.
Tanner and going to all
Wish
this.
me luck.
He gets up at like 4 in the morning.
Oh,
Go
I
to
know.
work.
I'm really wanting to trigger the octopus. I know it's around here somewhere.
This web browser is actually super cool. I'm not sponsored or anything, but it is neat. I have seen sponsors for this. I think I watched a YouTube video not too long ago where the guy was promoting this for like a sponsorship, and I'm like, huh. I just think it's cool. It was something you can control the amount of RAM it uses.
Apparently, I have unlimited speed burst.
Huh.
Hi, Frog.
That's really weird. It says I can force the dark theme on stuff. Most of this stuff is already blacked out anyway. And actually on Kick, when I hit the dark mode thing, it it actually like made it brighter. I think it did it to Twitch too. Yeah, it puts like little gray lines in spots where there's not gray lines. That's dumb. Okay, so I do want to see where Opera is your default browser. Advanced. You can do a VPN. That's cool. Try for free.
You there?
AI prompts. Jesus. There's a
What is
lot
it?
to this.
What's wrong?
Goblins. That's
I
what.
just wanted
Ranrock's
to
lot. Nasty creatures.
lower the
Ambush
amount of
me, they
RAM
did.
it could use.
Nothing's safe anymore. I need a little something. Something to protect me if I run into them again. Maxima potion. That would do it.
Here you go.
You're right. The world's not safe at the moment.
Also,
It's best to take
when we
precautions.
switch to
Here,
Fortnite probably
use it
after
wisely.
this,
Oh, I will. You can be sure of that. Ranrock's lot won't take me down.
I
And I've you to
won't
thank.
be streaming to
Please.
Facebook.
Accept this gift in exchange
That
for
one
your
that one's gonna go to YouTube and Twitch. Just throwing that out there for the people watching. It's part of the phasing it out. Use hardware acceleration when available. No.
I would use my hippogriff, but the broom's better.
I feel like the broom is more maneuverable in smaller
Yeah.
spaces. And it's a little faster, it seems like.
It is. Ooh.
It is really cool that this web browser just has a VPN built into it that you can use.
Birds.
That's kind of cool. Bird. That's odd, though, that it says VPN and then VPN Pro.
You made it.
Didn't I already do this?
I take it this means you had some luck at the library?
It took a few hours and some eye-watering maps, but I think this might be the
That's
cave
interesting.
Doran told us about.
Damn, it's
Impressive.
updating.
Especially with how
Went
little
from
information he
9
gave us.
hours.
Well, I'm still not sure this is the cave, but it did
Almost
seem
100
most
seconds.
promising.
Yeah.
I stumbled across some folklore
It's
about
some
a cave
quick
in an
internet,
area that
so-
people avoid. Seemed the
know
perfect
what's
place to
hilarious?
hide something of value. It's a bit of a leap, I
Hey,
confess.
you know what's
but
hilarious? My
might a
PlayStation's still
mysterious
cold.
item such as a special moonstone be hidden in an equally mysterious cave?
This one feels like
I
a
think I'm
furnace.
desperate for anything at this point.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Well, we're here. We might as well have a look.
Agreed. I wonder if you'd go blind from staring directly at a moonstone.
Oh yeah, the moonstone. Durr.
You can go blind by doing other things.
Oh yeah. I should be wearing glasses.
Yeah.
You don't think the rumors about the cave are true, do you?
I suppose we'll find out, won't we?
Accio!
I don't know that necessarily would make you blind. I just feel like it's inconvenient.
Yeah. When you think moonstone, you think of bright light that burns your retinas.
But I mean, the reason the moon is bright is because of the sunlight reflecting off of it. So
Yeah.
technically, the moon wouldn't be that bright without the sun. Little knowledge for you.
Revelio.
You know, I'm gonna stop worrying about all the extra stuff.
As you're collecting money.
Aggressive one.
Bombarda.
I feel like that's a exception to
Yeah.
Incendio.
the money.
Don't get me
things-
wrong. If it's right there,
Things in plain sight.
yeah.
That was a good dodge.
What is going on with them?
She's throwing stuff. What is that?
I don't know. I know what that is.
I just noticed you have a hood.
Yeah. I mean, I figured it out. I figured what might as well.
Lumos.
Lumos.
Why are you using Lumos?
Because you are. And she's an AI. She has no idea what she's doing.
Bombarda.
I was like, he's just going to blow the door open.
I mean, I got like 2 or 3 spells.
Why is Twitch all weird? Everything else looks fine. Why can I not create a clip at this time?
Ooh.
Voipers.
I beg your pardon?
Floopers.
This must be how the rumor about the cave started. The Whooper's song is said to drive anyone who hears it mad.
Aw.
Oh, weird. You can brighten up the video on Twitch now. I don't know if that's just because of the browser I'm using or not, but it like makes it look weird. Maybe if I pull
If
it
the
up
moonstone
this
is
way.
the home of Whoopers, I wonder if it's being protected.
Good for that guy. Holy crap, our stream looks amazing. And I'm gonna lower the quality on the other two so I can see how good it looks.
Why am I not surprised? First the Whoopers and now this.
Accio.
Oh, Facebook has a moderator view now. I've not... That is not accurate. That says 0 people banned from all live streams. I know I've definitely banned a few people. Why is Twitch being all weird? Maybe it's because it's not on my main screen that it's like acting weird.
Accio. Lumos.
Lumos.
Need one more.
Where's the chat at?
Leviosa.
Perhaps the runes on the
Oh,
walls
what?
have something to
Is
do with
that-
finding the
Accio.
map.
I'm actually super curious as to why that's happening. Where?
the wrong one.
Let's see here. Yeah. Pet Farms got live. I'm gonna watch our stream from our website because I can. We've only been live for 45 minutes.
Another obstacle. No matter. I'm sure we can work out
It's
a way
loading
across.
weird. What is the deal with that? It's not having issues on my end, so it's a Twitch thing. Why? Because it's not doing that on either other platform that I'm looking at. That is really weird. I didn't know there was a moderator view. Also, if you're watching us and you're not following, why? Why would you do that? Seriously, like, what is up with Twitch? It's very weird. I'm getting kind of angry about it.
That's annoying.
Because I can't even lower the quality to see if that's the issue.
Okay.
Because it just shows me a 1080p quality. Is that why there's only one person watching on Twitch? Because it's doing terrible for some reason? Let me disconnect my phone. Why are there 3 chat heads now? Oh, your PlayStation turned off? I was like, what in the world?
Expelliarmus, Confringo, Bombarda. Protego.
I want to see if this pizza place will deliver to us. Because I like that pizza place, but I don't know. I don't know how far out they deliver. Because they're on the other end of town, so it's kind of... Start order delivery.
I gotta do something quick because that's getting annoying.
See, delivery location, curbside pickup. They don't even deliver to this place? Screw that. The only time I've ever actually ordered that pizza, I did go pick it up. Looks like I'm ordering Domino's. I spelled it that way. Just typed it out and spelling it that way. I had messaged Tanner. I was like, Fortnite later? I wanted to try. They have a Call of Duty map. You know, like OG Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if you played like the multiplayer maps, but they had Rust, I think was the name of it. It's like a really popular multiplayer map, someone has remade it in Fortnite. And it is a 6v6, like, Call of Duty match, basically. On this old Call of Duty map that they did redo for the new Call of Duty, but I saw it and I was like, that looks really cool. And they also have a bunch of other, like, creative mode things, but I don't know why, but Twitch is being weird today. So if you're watching on Twitch, I'm sorry. Because it was working perfect. Okay, now it's working perfectly fine. I don't know what the problem is. I have no idea. Also, we're almost at 100 followers on Twitch. We are 8 away. Which is kind of insane.
Merlin, it's beautiful.
Who's Merlin?
Lumos.
I gotta pull up Fortnite and see if I can find it. I forgot I still had the Oculus cord plugged in. I was like, why is it using that as an input device? You can try, but you don't die.
Thank
Is
God
it-
I didn't have to go around.
Is anybody watching have an issue with? I don't know if you play on PC, but Fortnite has this problem with not working correctly for me. I have to click it like 1,000,000 times because it minimizes itself when it pulls up. I don't know if there's a fix for that or if I'm just stupid. Could be the latter of the two.
Lumos.
I'll be honest. Those are some old skins they brought back.
Thank God I don't have to start over.
Does that say 3 days or 3 hours? The shop refreshes tonight. Zero build. Zero
You did
build.
it. I was hoping we wouldn't have to do this.
Bombarda. Confringo.
Apparently, I've almost unlocked something for a bonus for the lizard dude on the battle pass.
Expelliarmus. Bombarda. Confringo. Bombarda.
Just remember something. I got experience and leveled up.
Eren Yeager. I'm going to have this Eren Yeager skin. It actually looks cool. He's like one of the few anime characters that looks decent in this game. The Naruto characters look like they put more work into them too. I don't know what the deal is. The Dragon Ball ones look like they didn't. They kind of last minute did it or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just to me looks lazy. But I did want to try the creative modes because I know that it'll be more fun to do it with you guys than to play them by myself. So I'm like, oh.
Look, where the water's bubbling. How odd.
Should we take a closer look? Protego.
You read my mind.
Popular. Where's the pit? Oh, there's the OG map. Oh, I found the Call of Duty one. That was fast. Max of 16 players, 8v8.
Merlin, it's even more
They were telling me it was
beautiful close
6v6.
up. It's
They must have
got
been
to
playing the
be.
wrong one.
I just know it.
The guys I work with were talking about it. Also, someone remade the original map, but it's only 30 people. There's also a first-person escape room.
I've been listening to them for a while now, and I'm starting to lose my mind.
15 with 15 levels built into it. Holy crap!
Assuming this is where the Moonstone is, which means we're one step ahead of them.
Well done, Poppy. This did end up being the right cave after all.
A good thing too. We need every advantage.
That one
over
just
the
says
poachers
black
if we're
hole.
to get to the Snidgets first. We should do as Doran suggested and bring the Moonstone to the henge.
What was that? Oh, it's Heather.
Shall we?
We shall. If we leave now, we should make it there by nightfall. That's the henge, precisely where Doran said it would be. But now that we're here, I'm not entirely sure how to feel. We
Feel
knew we
happy.
were at the cave for the Moonstone, but Doran didn't tell us what to expect when we placed the stone in the henge.
I don't think Doran would knowingly send us into danger.
You're right. I suppose I'm worrying over nothing. Let's make our way down. We're nearly at the end of this.
Yep.
I think that's it over there.
Oh, how's your gran doing, by the way?
Nothing keeps Gran down. She set up a caterwauling charm and threatened to make a coat out of the next poacher that set foot on her doorstep. She'll feel terrible that I'm the reason they went there.
Surely she'll be pleased you've gone after the Snidgets.
I hope so. Gran understands how important it is to protect those who need it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can safely say we know where the Moonstone goes.
It is warm in here. It was still picking up on the microphones. Like, it sounds a lot better now. Huh?
I'll never own a pair of Crocs. Also, we take a picture of my Crocs. And Shelly's like,
Whoa.
oh. Yeah, Shelly had seen a lot. And then David
That was a
like,
mooncalf
"That's a
dance.
nice
Do you know
tattoo
how
for
rare it is to see even one? They only ever happen under
Get
a
it,
full
Barber.
moon. Though I suppose the Moonstone allowed it to happen now.
Is the pattern they've left behind on the ground normal?
All
I
part
actually
of the
thought
dance.
about calling up
No
there for
one
tomorrow.
pattern is ever the same though. We'll need
I know
to
why
draw
it's hot
this
in
one
here.
to get a better sense of it. Can't wait to tell
Yeah,
Gran.
the PlayStation.
His PlayStation. Mine's over here. It's been going nonstop.
You
I'll
seem
have
to-
to
Because I had to
It was pure
update
luck
my,
the
a
first
lot of my
time.
stuff, and I
I
don't
was
have
on
internet at the
highway, or
house.
I'd never have spotted
It's still
it.
cold.
It was the night I.
Yeah.
Well, the night I met Highwing.
Yeah,
Actually,
just put your hand behind that little fan on that.
So, what do you think
On the
about the?
bottom.
What do you think about the Oculus?
I love it.
Yeah, I was telling him, as long as you're okay with it for an idea for our first Oculus video or something like that,
Yeah.
you could take part in it.
Beat Saber! That's the only one I play. I got.
Well, she can handle the VR part.
Yeah.
I was on there for like an hour. More than an hour.
It was more than that.
Oh.
I'd
The
love to hear
first
about how
night
you
you
and
played on
Hyman
it,
met.
you were playing for
I'd
like 2
actually
hours.
like you to know.
Yeah, I'm the same
About
way.
5 years ago, Highwing had been captured by poachers. At first, they planned
That
to
looks like
sell
it'd be
her,
fun,
but
right?
soon decided they wanted
What?
to kill her instead. More money, I
Oh,
suppose.
the pizza?
I'd finally had enough.
Oh.
I freed Highwing and we ran. We'd flown for ages when I spotted mooncalves dancing below and we landed to watch
kid.
them. It felt like an omen. A good one. A sign that the worst was over.
What do you mean you'd had enough and the worst was over?
You see, the night I freed Highwing was also the night I ran away from home. A poacher camp. I come from a family of
Oh
poachers.
god, it's actually taking time to load. Probably because it's got 3 web browsers and a game up.
So.
Merlin, I don't know what to say, Poppy.
I'm building.
I can't imagine what that must have been like for you.
I
Good thing
never
I'm not
had it in.
epileptic. Look at this.
The older I got, the more apparent it became. Gran
There it
tried
goes.
for years to convince my parents to let me live with her. Suffice it to say, when I
I'm
left
just
with
gonna look it
Highwing,
up on
I
my
flew
phone.
straight for her house.
How brave. I'm glad you escaped.
So am I. There were so many creatures I was unable to help when I was younger. Now that's all I want to do.
Apparently, you can't notarize your own signature. So then I had to go.
From everything I've seen, you're doing precisely that.
I've had a bit of help. I've never told anyone any of this, but I'm glad that you know. It's nice to have someone to talk about it with.
I'm glad you told me.
We should get back to Doran. He'll need to see the symbol, and we've got poachers to beat. If you collect the moonstone, I can make a quick drawing of the symbol for Doran.
Well, he calls me. He's like, "Hey, this
Are you
thing's
finished
saying
with the
I need
drawing?
an ovary."
Just
I'm like, okay.
barely.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
I
how to
think
sign in
the
to
patterns
Australian
are
thing, 'cause all you gotta do is put in the
bird.
information and
At least that's what it looks like.
Didn't the journal say the key to finding the Snidget lies in the moonlight?
Of course. That's it. We need to show this to Doran. Not that I'd know where to find him at this hour. Perhaps we should head back to the castle and we can track him down after a good night's sleep.
JJ, look. There's a
Agreed.
whole
I'm ready to
horror
leave if you
section
are.
of Fortnite maps.
We finally get it taken care of and get it billed. But the dang people hadn't got the second change order through, so I'm just more done with the job. It's simpler. Hey, did you get the new is it Resident Evil game? My brother is telling me, he's like, "Oh, that new game comes out. That's what I got pre-ordered." I was like, "I bet JJ's gonna have that."
Yeah, he already had it pre-ordered.
Yeah. I was like, "I bet JJ's got it pre-ordered too." And he's like, "Who's JJ?" I was like, "Steven String."
Yeah, JJ, one
It
of my
came out
closest
today.
friends.
Like my brother knows.
I'm a horror nut, and so far my only issue is it's too much like Resident Evil 8.
Which is probably a good thing.
That's a remake. So technically, a quick rundown is the people who made the T-virus, the original virus.
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Yeah, apparently the chemical is based on the mold, or whatever it's called, in Resident Evil 8. And Resident Evil 8 is a village that the creator of the T-virus went to, and it's weird. Using what he gained, using samples of the mold, he created the T-virus.
More like this.
Colorful?
Yeah.
All colorful, not just like black with the
See, I was thinking
watercolor.
Star Wars lightsaber hilt and the D&D dice.
Yeah.
And then do like them all one color.
Now, whose lightsaber hilt?
Oh
You
god.
should save that picture.
You have a point. That looks just like the one I have. That's Obi-Wan's.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I'm just thinking of something that would be kind of
Simple.
simple, yeah.
That one's simple. That one's simple.
This one's Luke Skywalker.
Victor Rookwood is dead. He confronted me as I left Ollivander's with the Keeper's wand. I had to defend myself.
Godric's heart. Are you all right? I know you're well able to defend yourself. I've seen it often enough. But Rookwood himself...
He would have killed me once he found the repository, if not before. I had no choice.
You're right. You had no choice. You did what you had to do. The wizarding community owes you a great debt.
I don't know how.
Thank you for saying so, Professor.
In like one session. It's probably
I'm ready for what's next.
All right, then. The Keepers have been waiting.
Peter.
Well, you can go a little less.
You have completed all of our trials, and you have done so under circumstances even I did not foresee. You understand now why all of this was necessary. The portkey, the vault, the locket, the book, the trials. To ensure that one with the ability you and I share would make the same choice that San, Neve, Charles, and I did.
Now that you have witnessed my memory, you understand all that is at stake. Not everyone is what they seem.
As you know, light does not exist without shadow, nor shadow
Out
without
of curiosity, you think the rumor about Samuel L.
Simply because
Jackson
you
returning
can
as
eliminate darkness does not always mean
Mace Windu
that you
is
should.
true?
Even the most well-meaning and competent amongst us
But he's Samuel
cannot
L.
possibly
Jackson.
know the consequences of manipulating
But he's Samuel L.
what
Jackson
should
too.
be beyond our
He'd
reach.
probably do it.
What lies in the repository must never be released.
Yeah.
Resist
Good luck
the
with that.
temptation to destroy or control it. The
What it
magic
is they're
that
probably
you
trying
have
to
so
distract us
carefully
from
honed
something.
must now be used only to protect the secret we keep. You have the wand. You will know when to wield it. We leave.
Didn't they try
our
that with
legacy in
Twitter?
your hands.
Yeah, and it didn't go very well at all.
Yeah.
That must be the way to the repository.
Kill
I'm not gonna lie. Personally, on some level, I wish the zombie apocalypse really happened just to wipe it out, you know. Start over.
We got a pew pew now.
It wouldn't do
We can only
much.
hope that we're not
Yeah.
too late, and the
Not that one specifically.
This might be the final mission.
Really?
Yeah.
I
It's
should
called the
hope
final
that the enchantments
repository.
protecting the castle-
Almost said suppository.
Final suppository. Something's getting stuck up somewhere.
Were you able to reach Professor Weasley?
I was.
I'm tired.
Surely the others will arrive soon. They know where to find the door through which we entered.
Well, that would give us a little bit of time to kind of goof off and do some side stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go.
She almost punched the TV.
If his loyalists are here, he cannot be far behind.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing about the Oculus. You have to get used to
What's
the...
funny though is she thought you had to have the app running with it, and you do not.
No. Unless you're casting to the app.
Renrock will be pleased with our progress.
That doesn't mean it's faster. I heard an ad for 300 megabit per second. Business. It's like half.
I wish they had a game like Halo on the Oculus.
Press on. Ranrock must be his.
This drill stands between us and him.
Look at my mustache
We
in
need to
that
move it.
camera.
Now I shall handle it. One moment.
Look how white I am.
Let's go.
Professor Fig
I
just
didn't realize I was so dark.
chucked that.
Or you're just very white.
I see it.
Let's try to build this. Going through the whole thing.
How nice of you to stop
Yeah, that's $4. That's Who wants tater tots from a lot of people like I know, but those look so good. JJ, tell me cheddar bacon loaded tater tots does not sound good.
It does sound good.
Give Tanner his $25 today, so I'll send it to him so he can use that for buying his new car. Maybe. Because they were still paying on it. Like, they knew they were going to be paying on it. Like, I don't know if they...
Professor,
how they expected
that's
that
the way forward.
Very perceptive, my young friend.
It does suck because that car was not paid
Let's
off.
go.
No, it was a fairly new car.
Right,
No, I don't think it's that new. I think it was a
finding
16.
the repository.
I feel
Or 18.
you're right, Professor. There's nothing we can do but keep searching.
Listen,
They are paying the car off. Jesus, my mustache looks like it's half my face. Hopefully nobody's talked to us on Twitch. It's been awful. No.
Sounds familiar.
It is really weird, but Domino's pizza people get paid really well.
Kill smells glass properly. You can't
You've heard it. Because you've been in the bathroom with it playing with me in the shower.
These tunnels haven't brought us much luck.
We're getting closer, Professor.
That is
That
what
way.
I was doing, yeah. Because for some reason it's not working.
Yeah, I think this is the final mission. Story-wise, anyway.
Yeah, we can still have other stuff to do. We gotta wait on the other two anyway. Those are goblins. It does look like the last mission.
Yeah, there's the teachers.
All the teachers showing up.
I forgot what each of them does.
Look, that's
Pretty sure-
not Snape.
He's a Weasley. Yeah,
The goblins have somehow evaded the castle's
I
defensive
don't know.
charms.
I think so.
That was Professor Weasley.
We shall make quick work of them.
Then again, this may be.
No.
Yeah, then again, this may be before they became gingers.
That could have happened. It is a recessive trait.
Actually,
She is
no.
kind of ginger.
Brownish red. Astrology, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
We're in the thick of it now. Also, we speak who's in charge.
Charms, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's charms.
We're trying to give that to Professor Hackett.
Thank you.
That's the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Little old lady.
I remember her. Why? I forgot her name, but I remember she taught me some of these spells.
Not for long.
I burned him.
The part that makes me laugh watching him do this fight, or all this fighting stuff, is like the kid auto aims to things sometimes. So he's like shooting stuff behind you.
He landed on the barrel.
That was overkill.
Incendio.
Oh, I actually used my own character.
He used his
my
real
own
name.
Let you choose your first name and your last name. I did on my PlayStation.
Yeah, JJ as a dungeon master. And she's like a D&D name.
I mean, it was for a stream.
We couldn't be happier.
Such arrogance.
That is odd. I know that my goatee
Gotta shield up. I think a lot of it's just items. That is the potions guy.
Yeah, not Snake.
Yeah, he's the not Snake guy.
Because it definitely looks.
Isn't he also
just
the
like
headmaster?
I think the headmaster is something black.
Yeah.
Phineas. Something.
Thank you.
Professor
They're both sitting there.
She's probably struggling. They're just like,
Oh, that's why.
now get over it. Now shoot it down. Just thanks.
The guy walks like he's Galded.
Oh my God. Someone gelded that man. You're definitely gonna have to fight that.
Yeah, I figured. Although I think I'm under level, but I'm not worried.
Some Dark Souls bosses for you to fight at the end of the game. The wand!
Why does it look messed up?
It looks like the Elder Wand, is what it looks like.
Okay.
Neat. Have you seen the Dragon Prince
Yes.
on Netflix?
Yes.
They have a newer season.
There was an Avatar reference where the main character took something off of his staff or like that and looked at it. Boomerang?
Boomerang?
No, basically, he's known good and well. He was
Yeah, it's the guy
voiced
that played
by
Sokka. Yeah.
We made it.
Because when that season first came out, everybody was going nuts on TikTok about it.
What cracks me up is the way that show went. That's probably the first show where two characters got together very early in the show.
What's that?
Dragon Prince.
Oh,
how two characters became a couple
they basically
way earlier in the show.
They basically like split up after a while.
Miriam
Yeah.
believed this forgotten
Don't they
magic
split
was
up then get back together? or something like
Yeah,
that?
that's kind of the
but she
thing.
did not know the risks.
The current season, they're like adults now.
Yeah.
What Isadora
Those two
showed you.
characters.
You are now the keeper of
I don't know why, but every time I see one of those elf people. Sounds
to do
racist.
with it?
Every time I see one of those elves, I can't help but randomly do this.
It's because they have like 4 fingers.
Yeah.
So it's just this all the time. Because I can cover up that finger.
I plan to leave the repository as it is.
Or maybe that.
I'm pleased to hear that.
That looks like my finger is gone.
What is it, Professor?
I spent all year trying to keep our journey a secret from everyone.
It just looks like I'm doing the middle finger.
Honestly, though, that show did give me inspiration for D&D.
I like that
because their weapons are the elves. Their weapons are customly made to their hands. So there's a chance if anyone else with 5 fingers grabs one of their weapons, they could lose a finger.
Yeah, kind of like Thank you, Damien, for the like on the stream. Really appreciate that. Not the Damien we used to play games with.
To keep it secret for now.
Damien
But in
Price.
time,
Thank you,
when I'm ready,
my dude.
I plan to tell those I trust everything and accept their help.
I believe that is what Miriam would have wanted. We should trust in others. If anyone can rise to this challenge, my friend, it is you.
Hogwarts is one of those games that when we play it, it doesn't do super well. But people watch it on YouTube. Very weird.
Yeah. I think this game is just more.
This guy looks like my great grandpa.
I think this game is just genuinely popular on YouTube.
Maybe. Our first video.
It's
of
like
this
Minecraft.
Is our highest viewed video that we've ever uploaded.
Yeah.
If she'd simply handed over the container, all of this could have been avoided. Foolish.
Actually, I take that back. The highest viewed video we've ever had over 10,000 views. It was like 12, but it was Tanner's episode of D&D, and that's kind of hard to replicate. So. And a lot of our old D&D sessions would have like 3,000 views on them and stuff. It was insane.
Yeah. I feel like once we get back to doing that, we might become more popular.
I think that's where a good majority of our followers came from, too.
Yeah. Oh.
Whoa. A Pokemon. That legitimately looks like a legendary Pokemon.
It does. It kind of reminds me of that one from Sword and Shield.
Eternatus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking immediately.
Oh. He did?
Question mark?
Or is this a Star Wars thing again where Obi-Wan got knocked out and Anakin defended him?
Where are you supposed to go?
I don't know.
Do you blast stuff out of the way somehow?
Oh.
Oh.
Isn't that what he's getting power from?
Maybe. Your power is no match for mine, but I can still block every attack.
Those traces of magic are somehow protecting the dragon.
Is it that?
Maybe.
Do you somehow take that out and... I have no idea.
All I know is I'm targeting it.
He's cool looking though, I'll give you that. What about the traces of magic? Instant. I will disarm it.
I need to break its connection to those traces of magic.
How do you do that?
How?
Stupefy. That looks like it's doing nothing. So here's a question. We get that. So So he's got some kind of connection to it. Maybe it's like on his body somewhere?
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Incendio. I need to break his connection to those traces of magic.
I mean, he's connected to that, obviously.
Do you hit the stream in between? I don't know. Nope, that is definitely not a solid object.
Incendio. Expedito.
I have no idea.
Break his connection to those traces of magic.
Unless you throw something at it to break the shield or something.
I need to break his connection to those traces of magic.
That's not gonna work. That would have been the most sense to me, is like throw something at it, break the shield of it, and then take it out. I don't know.
I'm trying to.
I need to break its connection to those traces of magic.
It's probably something super easy to do, and we're just too tired to figure it out. What is up with this computer? I will look it up on my phone.
I need to break its connection to those traces of magic.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, it just randomly gave?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got phases. He is a Dark Souls boss.
Protego. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Bombarda.
Bombarda.
Confringo. Incendio. Bombarda. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Protego. Incendio. Confringo. Bombarda.
There seems to be some fighting you
I believe it's that hand right there.
Huh.
You can't stop me.
Yep.
Two sources of power. Incendio. Ha! Don't like that very much, do you? Confringo.
Don't like that very much, do you? I feel like that wasn't that long ago that I ordered that pizza, and now it's already like putting on there that it's out of the oven. They're checking it. Making sure it's not overcooked or undercooked.
Confringo. Expelliarmus.
Oh my god.
How'd that not hit me?
I have no clue. It looked like it should have. I'm kicking your butt. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. This is where the final boss is gonna be.
Is he gonna get bigger? Do do do.
Oh, I see they're color coded.
Oh, so they take a specific type of magic to do it. Okay.
Not so powerful now. Expelliarmus.
His number is still red, so.
Yeah.
I don't think you're that far under leveled though.
No, I'm like 3 levels lower than him.
Yeah, which is not that bad.
You think you can stop me? Nothing can stop me.
He just popped that bubble like it was nothing. I was about to say, you should probably also heal. That looks way more devastating than it is. That's kind of a neat concept. Your spell collided with his in like midair.
Eventually I get the timing back down.
It's crazy that you're so under-leveled, but you're doing decently well.
That still didn't hurt me.
You know those like animes where the main character is like super overpowered? I feel like that's this game.
Pretty much.
You've hit a point where you're so
honestly,
powerful.
just for fun, eventually I'm gonna set something up for the alien anime D&D. I might just make it like that for fun. Like literally, the goal of it is for you guys to just beast everything you go against. So imagine One Punch Man again. Just make it a one shot so we don't get bored.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Ow. It was like wiggling it. That's a big orb.
I believe I got him.
Lame. That wand looks like it would be really easy to just snap in half.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I'd hate to see what my internet usage is.
Aw.
The other controller's laying right there. I put him that close just in case.
Really?
Okay, we'll just update the controller in the middle of the game. What? I thought you could update the controllers without being plugged in. I thought that was part of the newest update. Our pizza's on its way. Holy crap. You're stronger than you know.
Professor.
Yeah, apparently.
Huh?
He got hit by that weird red energy.
What?
Miriam
Oh.
would have loved you, my young friend. The wizarding world
Probably.
could not be in more capable hands.
One of the wizards in this game is related to Luna Lovegood.
Didn't they already announce they're working on another one?
I think so. Which it would be dumb of them not to. Even though I'm not super into it.
I am.
There are a lot
I will
of people
say this:
that are.
the next one should have Quidditch in it.
I feel like that should have been in the game anyway.
Yeah.
That stained glass looks really good though.
Professor Eleazar
That's-
Fig. I dare say he was a beloved professor to many of you. Certainly a long-standing colleague.
Is that a ghost right next to Professor Weasley?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
He built a reputation.
Another thing I don't get is why, when all these character people die, why don't they turn into ghosts?
Safety, providing perhaps
Maybe
a
it takes a
rather
bit.
unfortunate lesson for us all.
Huh?
His devotion to adventure was rivaled only by his dedication to Hogwarts, and of course, to his wife Miriam, whom we lost much too soon as well.
Interior and exterior. Interior, $100 to $200. Exterior, $100 to $200.
Maybe that's based on how dirty the car is.
Professor Fig represented the best of all of us. Oh, he could be deviously clever,
Yep,
possessed
the
a
crackheads at Walters will do it a lot cheaper.
and
We have an account
was
there.
the most loyal friend.
If Jonathan trusts his vehicles, I feel like I'd be okay.
Perhaps it was
I feel like
his
that man cuts corners a lot though.
for which we will all be forever indebted to him. If not for Professor Fig,
I mean, he's a small business owner now. He.
well, I can say with confidence that if not for him,
Thank
many
you,
of us,
Robert, for liking the
let
stream.
alone
Really
Hogwarts,
appreciate it.
would not be here today. Those that knew him best will agree that we must now honor him as only Hogwarts can. By wisely,
I really need to
resourcefully,
fix that Gohan thing.
justly,
It's got like his hair and then it's like cut off.
bravely facing all that lies ahead.
More K-pop.
I mean, there is more music. You just gotta pay for it.
That's one of the. Don't get me wrong. I'm interested in Beat Saber, but that's a lot of money to throw in there just to get more songs.
That's Panic at the Disco. I didn't buy the Fallout Boy. That's on there. If there is Fallout Boy on there.
Can't believe we lost Fig. I didn't know him as well as you did, but I know he
It was
a
only
good
like
man.
$3.
Glad Weasley spoke for him. She honored him well.
It was 15.
Fig will be well remembered.
But
there's
the
something you should
$3 one had like 3
It's to do
songs
with
in it,
Victor
and the $15 one had almost 15
confronted you
songs.
outside of Ollivanders.
It's
Sounds
like
as if you faced
12.
Quite a fight. The rumors are true, and I did. But it's not that.
Combo.
Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard. Wait, what are you saying? It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Rookwood. It was Rookwood all along. This can't be. It was the loyalists. It's always been them.
One of them.
The night Anne was cursed, all
Yeah.
she saw were goblins.
I think I still got
Once
one mission
Rookwood
left for
allied
him,
with
but I have to do level
Ranrock,
28. to do
Isidora's
it.
estate became of interest to them both. That's why
Probably
Ron
pretty
was there when
close.
Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw your
Dude,
sister,
20.
well,
Am I on
he
20s or
didn't want anyone
30s?
to know, so he
30s.
And
That's
she's
I
never
gotta be
been the same.
38, and I'm 37.
cruel. Rookwood
I'll probably just
deserved
focus
what
on
he
side
got.
missions.
Thank you for telling me. It wasn't a goblin.
Yeah.
I suppose I owe you an
Well, really
apology.
just go
All this
gain
time I thought
experience,
goblins
but-
were the enemy.
Yeah.
Murder,
But it
evil.
was never
that
people.
simple?
Side missions are the
I
quickest
have
way.
a lot to think about. Let's speak.
Longest
again
way is
soon.
just go around and fight everything.
Ow.
You need to play it. I'm like, okay, sir. I don't think I have the attention span for a game like this.
It is a very big video game.
It's also a game that's hard to beat if you have ADHD.
I have an issue of like picking up a game and then 2 or 3 streams later, I'm like, oh, look at that. You finished the game. Completed all the main quests.
Walked all the way in there, and now I know what I came in here to tell you. So my dad called me today before I left work, and he was talking. He was like, "Hey, how's that Shazam?" I was like, "I don't know. We haven't watched it yet." He's like, "What do you mean you guys haven't watched it yet?" I was like, "We haven't watched it. Do you not plan on watching it?" I'm like, "I don't know." And then I was like, "Well, the Dungeons and Dragons movie comes out next weekend. Maybe we'll just do a double feature." He's like, "A triple feature?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You don't know what came out today?" I'm like, "No, what movie came out?" He's like, "Oh, it's a great movie. John Wick, like 50 million, whatever." I'm like,
I don't care about John Wick.
I was like, "I'm not seeing the first one of those." He's like, "Oh, you don't care about action movies? You don't like those?" I'm like, "I like good movies, but I've not watched that."
I watched the first John Wick and couldn't finish it.
I just feel like it only needed one. Because the whole reason for the movie was someone stole his dog or killed his dog.
I was like Taken. There's like 3 Taken movies.
I think I know where we can find Doran.
His daughter got taken, then he got taken.
Which is weird. I don't know. They trying to milk things. Like, with the Fast and
Forbidden
Furious,
Forest,
they're
we can
milking
tell him
that.
about the symbol the moon cast.
I don't think I've seen the last, like, 3 of them.
The last one, they went to space.
What's this one? Like, a superpowers?
Well, some of them already seem like they have superpowers.
What one?
The Fast and the Furious.
Oh.
Like The Rock and John Cena and...
I think his name is Tyrese. Yeah, I believe he pretty much discovered they're bulletproof, pretty much.
It's plot armor is what it is.
Yeah.
You got Jason Statham.
Yeah, he's in those movies too.
Trouble, are we? Been up to no good?
It's basically Expendables without the old guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting up there.
Yeah, but they're not 70. Sylvester Stallone is like 70 something. And they're talking about, oh, he's coming back for the next Creed movie.
I did.
Why?
We haven't had a chance to speak.
So he can get put into like a nursing home?
Hogwarts won't be the same without him.
No, it won't. But I can assure you that he would want us to press on.
Because that's what's going to happen.
and
He's
that
going
he
to
would rest
cripple
easy
himself.
knowing that the future of the
Trying to keep
wizarding
up with Michael
world
B. Jordan.
is in hands like yours.
Thank you, Professor.
You've had quite a year, both inside and outside of Hogwarts. I've heard all sorts of rumors. You've
The
ridden a
facial
black
expressions
horn,
in this game
befriended
get
a
me.
goblin, rescued hippogriffs.
Like,
even
could they
took it
not
upon
just
yourself to
motion
help
capture
Professor
that?
Black's house elf.
How did you...
It's harder to keep
Her
secrets
eyes
around
look
here
dead
than you
right
might
there.
suspect. I'm just glad you found such a good friend in Miss Onai. I think her mother shares the sentiment. While I do not condone taking matters into your own hands when it comes to men like Rookwood and Harlow, your bravery is to be commended.
Thank you, Professor.
Are you just doing like some
Discuss it
after...
further.
Yeah.
What I would like to discuss
After story
is your
mission.
wizard's field guide. May I see it?
Of course.
You know what I think is funny, though? About this whole...
She could have just grabbed that book out of your hand.
Maybe she's got a bad back or an arm or something. She did just
I'm just saying, like, she could have reached across the desk.
Busy this year. I see some progress here, but quite a bit of your field guide has yet to be completed.
Yeah, it's something.
Fortunately, you
She
do
didn't have to
time
use magic
prepare
to
for
do
your
it.
OWLs. I will confess, I had a sense about you from that first moment you came bursting in, late.
It depends
to
on the
sorting
simple task.
ceremony. I am pleased to see that my instincts were correct. To think you've only been with us a year and you'll already be taking your OWLs, well, it's nothing short of astonishing.
Thank you, Professor, for everything.
You are most welcome. I look forward to seeing what you do during the rest of your time with us.
He has entered our neighborhood and will arrive shortly. Cody. It's probably Cody Kelly.
I don't know Cody Kelly.
It's a dude that all of my friends were friends with in high school.
It's a dude I graduated with, huh?
My friends were friends with him, but I was not friends with him. Because I didn't like him.
Daryl today was like, are those shoes comfortable? Kind of making a joke. I'm like, yeah, they are.
It says, get ready. He's pulling up now.
Pull up.
That's a game I haven't seen in a while. Did you ever play that game? The picture for that one profile right next to Pet Farms or whatever. Me. Like where my profile thing is, the family.
Oh.
The game next to it.
Yeah.
Haze. Yeah, I'll probably wait until in between the streams. Should have probably ordered enough for JJ.
You're all right.
See, that's the thing about when we do D&D again. Pizza.
Yeah.
Maybe we can convince our new group to actually pitch in.
All it takes is like what, $5-10 each get together.
Yeah, maybe not even.
I have been
Maybe not even that. Just a couple dollars.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
Because we just need
You
like
may not
2
realize
pizzas,
it,
3
but
pizzas.
you
Yeah.
are the talk of the school since you
Depending on
saved
who
my
all
day.
can make
I
it.
wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly.
Well, he did go to school with us.
She
So.
might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Has Officer Singer
Importing
done
your
anything with the
library,
evidence we
329
provided?
She
games.
has not.
Oh my God.
Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone
Well,
needs
good
to
thing
stop
is
him,
I'm signed into
whether
my
it is
PlayStation
us or
account.
Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabele,
That shows you how much
my
mileage
father
I
would be
get.
alive today.
At least you
Exactly
use
happened
it.
to your father.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day.
Now I just need
My mother
another
had
external
gone to
hard
tend to a
drive
neighbor who was
for
ill,
this one.
And so my father and I were galloping in the
The
savannah.
best part is I know 8 terabyte ones exist.
Your
for the
father was
PlayStation
also an
5.
animator.
Yeah, the PS5 has a
Become the
much
most
bigger
majestic
expandable.
giraffe. And he would carry me on
Something I
his
didn't
back, my
notice
arms around
about
his
the
neck.
difference between PlayStation
We
and
were on our way
Xbox.
home
PlayStation
when we
games take up
surprised
way
a
more
group of
space.
bandits who had
It
come
does
from
seem
our
like that, yeah.
village. One of
Because
them
my
saw
Xbox
me,
takes a lot
just
to
as
fill
he
up.
removed a
But
scarf from his
PlayStation,
face.
like 5
He
games,
shouted,
and it's like, oh,
and
that's
they aimed
it.
his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit.
Oh.
As he fell, my father changed back into his human form.
Not only that being a
When the
thing,
bandits saw this,
which has
they
made me
turned
consider
and ran
possibly
in fear.
getting the
Magic terrified them.
PlayStation
and then
one.
he was gone.
But also,
And it was all my fault.
Your fault?
what was I
He
going to say?
died protecting me. If I
There's
had
a
been
DLC
capable
coming
of
out
protecting
for
myself, he would
Horizon
still be
2.
alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without
And I
him.
haven't played it yet.
It became too much for us then.
Because I don't think
A
it's
few
out yet.
years later,
But
we
it will
left
be
to
on
come to
stream because I
Scotland.
played that game on stream. Let's see. What is the second one's
I'm
called
sorry,
Forbidden
Matty.
West, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was truly extraordinary.
DLC. There we go.
And
Are
thank
there
you
even
for your
any
kind
DLC?
words.
There is actually.
We all have our burdens.
It's supposed to be coming out
My father
soon.
had a saying
I think.
about that.
That's what I was googling.
Yes, I remember.
I like how you're
fall
on a
one roof
PlayStation,
alone.
looking at another PlayStation.
Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders.
There's a lot of
Look
money
what
in
is
this
already
room.
gone, Harlow will be next.
500
We
right
are
here.
making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
I've apparently already looked this up on my phone. Yeah, it says April 19th is when the Burning Shores DLC will be released for Horizon Forbidden West.
Now I gotta get it.
Yep, I gotta pre-order it.
Maybe next week.
Oh, man. I don't know what's happening with...
I like how I'm technically playing 2 PlayStations.
Brag about it, why don't you, JJ? Some people don't have a PS5. Oh, man.
At least mine's better.
And you say they made it
It's kind of funny because you are actually like messing
Do you
with
know
two
why or
PS5.
what it means? Does it have to do with the snidget?
Like, you could not be any more like.
Be as wide as the seas, and yet only run so deep.
It's good to see you again, Doran. Did Poppy tell you about everything that's happened?
She did, and I am
I have
glad
no
to
idea
see
what's
that
happening
you are both
with this
safely
web browser. I
returned.
think it might be because
I
I
did question the wisdom
turned
of
a
sending
setting
you on
off
a
on
path
it.
at a time when that path was unknown at best, deadly at worst. But the acumen of the centaurs is neither personal nor partial.
I like how it gave you the option
skies
of
tell us what is
PS4
to come,
or PS5.
and often we do not know what we have seen.
Apparently,
until
Shinobi
it has
Strikers
come
is
to
only
pass.
on 4.
You knew the poachers would try and kill Poppy and me.
I did not know, my young friend.
That's a weird
But
game.
I shall say that I was
that
not
Inquisition?
surprised. It was in much the same
What
manner
is
that?
that?
I expected our
Yeah, it's
first
Dragon Age
meeting.
Inquisition.
Oh.
I don't
I was
suppose
like, what
you'd like
is
to
that?
start from the beginning. I think Poppy
I'm
and
just
I
going
could
through
use
seeing
that.
what
Of course.
PS5 games actually.
I find it is often
That's
the best place to start, is
available
it not?
PSVR.
Many, many moons ago, I divined a series of events. Their
That doesn't
meaning
surprise me.
long evaded me, until you brought news of the Snidgets and their poacher pursuers. I believe the symbol created by the Mooncarves dance marks the place the Snidgets are hidden. And serendipitously, I believe that I know the very place.
Please, go on.
I have seen that symbol only once, on a rock face in the cliffs of the forest. You should make haste there. The Snidgets that have been kept there for so many years may no longer be safe.
Whoa.
If you're right about this place, then we should make our way there.
I shall see you there. We cannot afford to lose the Snidgets once again.
I feel like he's saying a horrible word sometimes. Come on. Just divide the screen. Thank you. There we go. There we go. What? What am I looking at? That can't be right. What in the world? is that way.
Let's see if there's a closer
That way
location.
Twitch pulls up a little better. Manage goals. Almost at 100 followers. Customize progress bar. Bam. Bam. Anyway.
There's no telling what lies in wait for me in there.
For some reason, my computer does not like having Twitch up. I don't know what it is. I actually think I'm going to get up and go in my food.
How long have we been going for?
Almost 2 hours.
Okay.
Which is kind of, you know, you can end at any point. Because we have finished the game now.
Yeah. I'm just going to finish 1 or 2 more missions, and that'll probably be it.
That is insane. I really thought we were going to have a couple more streams out of this game. I was like, oh, no. How much more do I have of this? Where's my voice coming from? There it is. I cut it off at the source.
Did you see the symbol above the entrance? It's the one the mooncalves made
Oh,
at the
God.
henge. Of course, Doran implied as much, but to see it up there...
Could this actually be where the Snidgets are hidden?
Let's find out. Doran's waiting for us just up ahead.
I'm ready if you are.
Can you believe it? Actual Snidgets. I'm glad we seem to be a step ahead of the poachers.
It is a little strange we haven't heard anything from them.
If we're lucky, they're still poring over Gran's research. There was a fair amount. We, on the other hand, had Doran to guide us. Even if the poachers do somehow stumble upon this place, we shall be long gone.
Whoops.
Greetings.
I hope we haven't kept you waiting long, Doran.
Not at all. Then again, it is not I who awaits your arrival. Do you have the Moonstone with you?
We do.
Good. It is as important to what happens next as both of you are.
So, what does happen next?
That was a meaty chunk.
What are these pillars here?
A safeguard, I suspect. There is only one way
Look,
to find
Remy,
out.
you know how this works,
As
buddy.
for how to go about
And it's not like that.
the two of you may know better than anyone.
I will say, though, Domino's is so much better than Little Caesars. It's just so much greasier. Because I normally eat Little Caesars on Fridays for lunch. But I did not eat lunch today.
Revelio.
I wonder if the pillars move at all.
Accio.
So what's happening?
Accio. Depulso. Expelliarmus. Bombarda.
attacking me.
Incendio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Bombardment. Incendio. Incendio. Confringo. Incendio. Compulso. Accio.
There's some puzzles like this in
Compulso. Accio.
The one you get the Elder Scroll out of is not like this. Isn't that one mission? The main one. Because the DLC Elder Scroll missions are just kind of like, oh, go to this place.
Revelio. Accio.
Okay, apparently that's not it.
Huh.
Lumos.
Lumos.
Revelio.
That looked like an Assassin's Creed symbol.
Perhaps it has to do
Accio.
with the light in the darkness.
Glacius. Accio.
What I don't get is these two are lit up.
Oh, yeah.
Glacius.
That is weird.
Accio.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
Glacius. Accio.
I think I got that at about the same time you did.
Perhaps it has to do with the light in the darkness.
Well, that was weird. That glowing thing on the floor shut off.
Accio.
you line them up with the ones that are glowing on the door?
Maybe.
Well, that one's not.
Perhaps it has to do with the light in the darkness.
What do you think I'm doing?
Wingardium Leviosa.
That ain't it. But yeah, that's it.
Accio.
Switched them around.
Yeah, that was my thought too. Maybe they're flipped around or something.
Wait.
Are there two of those key ones?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, one of them has a dot in the middle, and one of them doesn't.
Revelio.
What happens if you grab
Perhaps it
that
has
one?
to do with the light in the darkness.
Grab what?
Oh, it just looked like when you had that other one, it looked like it was the spot was glowing before you got to it, but I guess that might not be the problem. Unless it's like whoops.
Lumos.
Lumos.
Glacius. Accio.
This is aggravating.
I can give you a clue. It says if you're stuck with the puzzle, your character will keep mentioning that the puzzle might have something to do with light and darkness, suggesting the fact that you need to use the
Perhaps it has
pedestal
to do with the light
shadow
in the
to
darkness.
solve the puzzle. And if you look at the door, the two symbols that are glowing actually have like rays of light coming off of them. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. Yeah, that is what it says. It says to solve the puzzle, you need to mimic the engravings on the door with the use of the pillars and the pedestals casted shadows from the light. The dark bars stretching out from the circle. The symbols indicate the shadows cast by the pedestal.
You don't really say which pedestal to use.
Accio.
Right here it says move the outer pillar towards the top half of the bottom circle near the door until the pedestal casts a shadow at the circle symbol with a dot in the middle on the ground. Ow.
Accio.
Wrong one again.
Perhaps it has to do with the light in the darkness.
I just did it.
That Poppy kid is getting real been out of shape.
Accio.
It still doesn't show you a picture or anything of it. It just kind of tells you to do that.
Okay, which one's supposed to be near the one on the door? Unless...
Lumos!
Wrong button.
Accio.
I got an idea. Yep, I done figured it out.
I noticed that one was glowing earlier,
Apparently,
but
I have to have them opposite sides.
So you were trying to do it one way, but it ended up being the opposite.
Yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
suspect we all know what lies beyond.
I knew I'd eventually get it.
And now,
No thanks to the internet.
Yeah, the internet did not help this time.
You're not coming in with us.
I don't care what they have to say.
Look at the murals on the wall.
I was wondering what that sound is. It's the dang fan above our heads making all that noise.
Protect them. They had nothing to fear.
Revelli. What makes you say that?
The poacher camps always felt oppressive. It's hard to explain, but the feeling was palpable. At least to me. The sense I get here is of safety and calm.
Leviosa.
Quite the opposite of the poacher camps.
Lumos. Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa.
Run away while he's not paying attention.
I'll wager this isn't the dead end it seems to be.
That dog is vicious when it comes to food.
Through.
I say that. He's not. He doesn't really like take food from you.
What I don't get is every time I use a spell, box rotates.
That is weird. Whoa.
Accio.
Oh my God.
Leviosa. Incendio. Bombarda. Confringo. Incendio. Expelliarmus.
Okay.
It looks powered. Oh. Did you see they're doing a Last Ronin game?
Wingardium Leviosa.
Like the Ninja Turtles Last Ronin or whatever. But it's going to be in the same style as God of War. I was like, oh, I haven't read that. I know about it, and I know the basic storyline of it, but I don't know enough to be like, oh, that'll be cool. I just thought that was a neat idea.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Because it's like Michelangelo after the other turtles have died. And I think he's like trying to avenge them or something.
Incendio.
Okay, I did it.
Revelio.
I think I did it.
Bombarder.
I wasn't even aiming at that.
I was gonna say.
Bombarder. Incendium. Whoever built this place certainly liked to read.
And the books are all about creatures.
Your Gran would love it here.
She would. I can't wait to tell her all about it.
Really, they reset?
Huh.
Oh, okay.
Levioso. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
That's the fire one. So you go right there.
Oh, so you had them backwards?
Maybe.
Levioso. Wingardium Leviosa. Levioso.
But yeah, I see what it is.
Glacius. Wingardium Leviosa.
Of course. How clever.
So they had to be let out before that?
Oh, I didn't see that open.
Look at this place.
This looks like a Dark Souls boss fight room.
Little puppy squeaking. Forgot how to cover your tracks.
What was that?
Not Doran, not Cassandra.
Stop right there.
Oh my god. Did you just turn that person into an exploding barrel and then use them as a weapon to throw at someone else?
Yep. What'd she just use?
What in murder's name?
That's what I was wondering.
Ready your wands. The fight has only
Lumos.
Our portion will prevail. You heard. The lab returns to the
Leviosa.
What is happening?
Glacius. Wingardium Leviosa. Glacius. Accio. Potato. Leviosa. Incendio.
What's up, Tristan?
I think that was all of them.
Are the two of you unharmed? I had hoped to return before it was too late.
We're fine, but if you hadn't got here when you did, I led them here, Doran.
I am glad to have witnessed this. I now believe all that Doran told me.
They are the ones I saw, Alec.
Finish your work here, brother. All the events you divined Not yet.
Revelio.
Who's that Pokemon? Just kidding.
There they are. Now, all that remains is to break the charm.
You want us to?
The Centaur were the bad people all along. Food tech? What does that mean?
I only ever wanted to see them safe, which they are. You should do it. Merlin, they're
That looks like a
lovely.
Pixar character.
But what happens now? They can't care for themselves, and surely once word gets out of their reappearance.
Oh yeah, I was just wondering what you were talking about.
Centaurs
Like,
will see to that. You have my word.
Thank you, Doran, for helping us to find them and to fight for them.
It is you who deserves the merit, child. You did what the poachers would never have. Remember that. You both fought bravely today.
like what does
Allow
food
us to
tech
carry
mean?
the mantle from here.
Like an air fryer?
If it's all right, Doran, I think I'd like to stay behind and spend a
Remy?
little more time with the Snidgets.
Revelio.
Oh gosh. I also need to pull up YouTube. The YouTubes.
Here's that run again.
Oh god.
You good?
Neil Patrick Harris is playing his character Barney on How I Met Your Father. They can't really, or they didn't try to de-age him at all.
That works.
So honey and butter are put in a blender together and crushed peanuts and hazelnuts to make a paste. It would make a sweet paste for cakes and pies and stuff. Huh. That doesn't actually sound that bad. Oh, they brought back Rage Quit.
Adventure, are we?
Well, that's a throwback. Rooster Teeth really going for the nostalgia there.
I can't wait till that
Please
one.
tell me you have an answer for me about the butterfly.
The Ruby Justice League crossover.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's more than one part because if you look at the post about it, it says part 1 on the disc. And yes, we are playing.
They led me into the
Pokemon.
forest
I was gonna
and
say
revealed
Pokemon.
the treasure.
How lovely! I'm glad you were
What's the game?
rewarded for your efforts.
Perhaps one day I'll be able to bring myself to go into the forest. For now, I'm happy simply knowing there's something so lovely to see, should I dare.
Tanner might join in on the tail end of you being here, JJ. They just said 8 o'clock. I was like, oh. She said probably around 8 o'clock. I was like, oh, that's kind of late. Well, whatever. Not like we're old or anything. All of us are usually like winding down for the day at 8 o'clock. That sounds cool though, Tristan. That actually sounds appetizing. These headphones, I can't hear a thing, but they have sentimental value. I'll join later when it's quieter. That's totally fun. We'll be playing Fortnite here in a little bit. I guess it's gonna be me and you, and then me, you, and Michael, and then me, you, Michael, and Tanner, maybe, or just me, Michael, and Tanner. Because that's kind of late.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll probably just play a couple rounds and that's it.
Yeah, me and Michael can play a little bit for a while. I'll message him and be like, "Hey, you ready?"
This is where Saccharissa said to go. Just my luck. Troll.
Bombarda, Incendio, Expelliarmus. Potato.
I need to download Discord on this computer.
Ringo. Expelliarmus.
More.
Bombarda. Potato. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Bombarda.
Would you please meet with me in the Great Hall? I have come upon a difficult time. I need a friend.
You know what? I like her. I'm gonna do her mission first. I'm gonna do her mission now, and I'll call it quits.
What is this one? Hold on. Okay, it's called The Space Inside. Okay. We're about to look at this one because that sounds cool.
Revelio.
My friends and I lose track of the time whenever we're at the freaking sticks. Last time here, we were so engrossed in our
Okay, so let's see. I think I'm gonna exit out of Facebook. Ahee. Apparently, this little stream deck thing I have will do
Some days
a
are
thing where it
messy.
like clips
everything all right?
TikTok videos out of streams and stuff.
There are times when my father's absence drifts to the back of my mind. And I feel peace for a day or two. But this is not one of those times. I miss him. I miss running with him. I miss Matebeleland. He should still be here. And it's my fault that he isn't.
I'm sorry, Natty. I wish there was something I could do to help.
You have done plenty. In fact, many of my good days are good because of you. The bad days, however, I believe I would feel less helpless if I could truly put an end to Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's miserable lot. Of course, you have put an end to Rookwood. And Ranrock. You've done a great deal of good that is a benefit to all. With Harlow on the prowl, there can be no real peace. Each day he remains free, he does more damage, leaving people like Archie Beagle to suffer the consequences.
I agree, Natty. We'll get him. I've never seen someone so committed to a cause.
Thank you. I believe we will get him. Thank you for speaking with me. It was very helpful.
Okay.
All right. 20 hours worth of gameplay.
Is that a good place to end it?
Probably.
Before your PlayStation catches fire?
Yeah. I mean, I've sat and played it for longer before, so I think I went like 5 hours one stream.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to clean off my camera. It looks a little blurry for some reason. I guess we'll end it here. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please remember to like and follow. Check out the rest of our streams. And if you're following us, or if you're not following us, you should probably follow us on other platforms. If you're on Facebook, I would definitely go over to Twitch or YouTube. If you're on Kick, I would do the same thing. I'll be honest. Those are where it's gonna be at from now on. Not completely. There will still be Facebook streams, but not as many. It's not going to be as common as the other ones. And it's not going to be catered to as much. Because up until now, it has been kind of the one that I've been catering all the content for. But, I mean, we'll see. We are going to go dark for a minute and then come right back with Twitch. Or with... what is the game I'm thinking? Fortnite.